Coloring the background of your illuminated initial project is going to be step number 1. I have my design all drawn out. My letter's going to be fuzzy, so I didn't have to draw texture. I have my sky. I'm going to put a little bit of water here. And then there's going to be some land down here with grass, and there's a couple rocks. To start my sky, I'm going to use an art stick to do this. You can place a set of art sticks between you and your elbow neighbor. Art sticks can be broken in half so that both of you and your neighbor could use the same color at the same time. So if you need to use a color and it's not broken yet, you can simply crack it in half, place half of it back into the tray, and then use half of it yourself. So this will live between you and your neighbor, and then you can take a couple pencils out if you need a couple colored pencils for some small detail as well. So I'm going to start by using the side of the art stick, one of the pointy sides. Now I'm going to fill in a little bit of value for my sky to start with this lighter blue. It fills a space a lot quicker than a colored pencil does. Art sticks are great for that reason. So I start with a lighter value. Now I'm going to go towards the top of my page and use one of the flat ends of the art stick, and I'm going to press a little bit harder because I want the top of my sky to be a little bit darker. Still using the same blue, pressing a little bit darker towards the top. And then eventually I'm going to pick up another blue and layer on top of that another blue to make it even darker yet at the top of my sky. So I'm layering colors together to make new ones and layering them to make a darker value. So my sky is darker at the top than it is at the bottom. Going on to the water that's in the middle of my page behind my M, I'm going to use that second blue that I just used for my sky. I'm going to put a little bit of a base value down going in between. I have to use the end, it's a small little space. Maybe a colored pencil would be needed in that small space instead of an art stick. This side over here, adding a little blue as well. Nice clean edge next to my letter M. And then I'm going to use the corner, a pointy corner of the art stick to draw in some waves. Because it's water, I want there to be some texture in there, not just filling in the color. I also want to tell the viewer that it's waves in the water. I'm going to pick up a darker blue, even, and towards the back of the water where it's farther away from us, it would be even darker. So I'm going to add some even darker blue farther away from me. And I'm going to pick up a green, teal color, and I'm going to add some of this color into my water as well, so it's not just blue. Makes it even more different than my sky now too, so we won't get confused as to what's the sky and what's the water. Going down to the bottom of the page, I'm going to pick up a green crayon and I'm going to fill in some green for the ground where there would be grass. Going around these two rocks that I've drawn on my paper. Around my M over here and this rock as well. And I'm going to put some patches of grass, some grass that's up on top of my letter. And then I'm going to color my rocks first. Use a colored pencil for this, it's a smaller little space. Some gray. I'm going to add some shadows on it, maybe some lines, maybe there's cracks on the rock. And then a shadow here at the bottom, and I'm going to add a little brown to it. Every single space that you color should have at least 2 different colors in it. So I'm going to add some brown to my rock as well, so it's not just gray. And then some blades of grass in front of my rock as well. So your background, my letter's still empty. I'll show you a video on how to fill in and color the texture of your letter next. So your background is what you're going to start with and work on today.